not a lot of people utilize it, is that San Francisco Mayor Housing Office do have a $60,000 down payment that is available for a first-time home buyer, especially those the one that looking for short sale or foreclosure property. So that's a good thing to know if you have a good buyer that income qualify, but the hardship is to bring up the down payment. So that will be one of the source. And there are other couple of down payment assistance that is available. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but that just kind of telling you with the first home buyer with the Mayor Housing Office, they are down payment assistance. They also down payment assistance coming from the California state level, which is about another $15,000. You could also conjunctionally use. But just to let you know, because it is the double layer underwriting, so the turn time for the transaction usually take a little bit longer. But the loan financing is not that difficult. It's not that cumbersome. It is not like what we think that it is like it's almost impossible. They are not that difficult, as long as we have the structure correctly. Yes.
They still have money left? I thought it's all
They
gone.
still only have money available for the REO or short sale, not for
A
any
few
other.
months ago they have 100,000.
Right. As of yesterday,
60,000 still available?
as of yesterday, I went into the website. They still have some small
I thought it's all gone.
Right. They still only have the down payment for the REO and short sale,
Okay.
but not for any other like property. Before they do have like 150, and they downsized it to $100,000 down payment assistance. Now they get rid of it. So basically, down payment assistance is first come first served. When they out the money, basically, you have to wait for the next fiscal year from them spending it out. Okay, so that is the major program that can help the buyer to ease some of the financing terms, bring in a little bit more down payment. So that is one of the sources. You can find more detailed information on the website.
What is the interest rate to pay back the loan?
Well, actually, the loan does not have to pay back. They do have a 40-year deferred term.
Deferred term.
Right. So basically, you just have to get a 30-year fixed rate loan, and then after you finish paying the 30-year fixed rate, or whatever the 30-year loan, then you have another 10-year waiting period. Then you pay back that down payment assistance with the share appreciation.
Oh, also you.
Do the buyers still have to go to school? Get a certificate?
They still have to go through that first home buyer classes to get the certificate in order to get the down payment assistance. Hey, but this is kind of like a bonus that could help to reduce the financing amount to get more people get into the property that they want. So that is one of the alternatives. And then also another alternative with the Mayor Housing Office, not a lot, actually a lot of people have to utilize it. It's called MCC. It's a mortgage revenue credit. It's not a down payment assistance, but that actually is an extra benefit to the buyer. So what happened after they close the loan, where they start to make mortgage payment at the end of the year? Basically, they could take the 1098 from the bank, and then when they file the income tax, dollar to dollar, first 15% of the mortgage interest that they pay, you can actually get a refund directly from the government. So that does, not only make them, hey, I'm engaged to the huge liability for the housing payment. At the same time, I do some to get some a little bit, return for being invested in the real estate.
Do they still have a purchase price limit?
Right now, they actually limited to $637,645 as the maximum sale price for San Francisco. But for the down payment assistance, $60,000 of the 15% of the sale price, whichever is lesser. For the household of 4, typical mom and dad and 2 children, they could have a gross annual income of $99,400. So they're not really like typically low income in order to use this down payment. Okay, so that's a good alternative.
What's the lowest income limit for that?
They don't have any lowest. They just go by the percentage of what we call AMI, area median income. But for this $99,400 for the household of 4, basically is 100% AMI for San Francisco. They could, have income as low as $62,000. They still qualify for either down payment and the MCC together. Okay. And the second program that Wells Fargo have is newly introduced in May. So we just got this program in last month. It's what we call a home path mortgage. I don't know, have any of you have heard that program before? Okay. Wells Fargo actually is one of the few lenders anticipating this Fannie Mae home is that with this program, I think B of A is not one of the anticipated lender, and Chase is also not another anticipated lender. So what does that mean with going into the home path mortgage, and what kind of benefit will give me? Because right now, like I said, REO short sale are the major activity in the real estate market. So if you happen to get, showing someone in the market, and that just happened is the listing, it's a short sale or the foreclosure listing from Fannie Mae, make sure you look at the listing carefully. Because if they do eligible for home path mortgage financing, the minimum down payment for the client is only 3%. So, and then there's no PMI because they will factor all in it with the sale price. And then, and then financing the 97%. And the buyer, another beauty of this program is the buyer doesn't have to have perfect credit score. We could go as low as 660. That's kind of like, okay credit history. Right now with tightened, industry changes and a lot of underwriting guidelines have been really tough. And then they are forthcoming, it's going to be tougher underwriting guidelines coming out from the 200 agency. So with this program, it kind of relaxed a little bit for people easy to get qualified. And then as probably a lot of you probably gone through a lot of, listing with REO short sale, the property condition might not be in a very decent shape. So with this, they actually will come in with no appraisal, no inspection required when we're doing a loan. So it could actually put more people into, into a new home. The main purpose of why Fannie Mae want to introduce this, this program, because they probably is the biggest lender, housing agency that holding a lot of real estate. I mean, with being REO and short sale, and so they want to get rid of inventory, and so that they could become a lot more liquidity in the economy, so we could push our economy back to what we were before. So that's why this program was really just got adopted by Wells Fargo like last month, just a month ago. So we could do a loan up to conforming, high balance conforming. You could have investor, person who buying a second home, or a primary home. Okay, so for investment property, the minimum down payment is 10%. Okay, compared to other conventional program that require minimum 20% plus to get a better rate, this is a very, very good program. And like I said, we only make sure the income qualify. As far as, inspection and appraisal go, we actually do not want to see them. So but we always suggest that you could actually still provide the information to your buyer, but as long as you don't provide, we don't see it, that's all. So is there any other question on this program, the home path mortgage? You could actually go into the homepath.com. Yes.
That program is not applicable for jumbo loan.
Not jumbo, but it will able to go up to high balance conform, the 729, 750 until end of this year.
Basically, HomePath is a program available for any Fannie Mae or REO property. So
It's
they
only
basically
for
Fannie
Fannie
Mae is financing their own property. So that's fall into the HomePath program.
The Fannie Mae still survive.
Well, no, I mean, if you want, I guess they do. But I guess say first, if you want to find a listing for,
Otherwise,
if you want to find a listing for the HomePath, you can go to Fannie Mae. Later you can look it up.
The administration will take over.
Right. Well, if you just want to get some information, you can actually just sign into the homepath.com. And right, and then just type into the property that you want to search, the city name. Let's say if I want to search for San Francisco, I type in San Francisco or whatever specification that we have, like 4-bedroom, three, and with the sale price, minimum sale price to the maximum sale price that you want to spend on. Okay, and then go through those, and they would probably come up with a picture and the listing price and the address of the information. And then at the very corner, they will let you know whether they are home path mortgage financing available. So with that is shown on the home path mortgage or the renovation mortgage financing is available, meaning they could put them as minimum as 3% for the owner occupied or 10% for second home or investment property. The interest rate is very compatible too. So it's